presentation is about the book Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. This is our 803 presentation by Florence Nguyen and Alani Frederick. Leaders Eat Last is a very interesting book. This book uses a lot of short stories to reinforce what it's teaching. And what it's teaching is the social constructs and the actual physiology of leadership. It really takes these stories and takes them back to how humans originally operated and how we're seeing that work through today in corporate cultures. The author also really encourages that the reader learn about neurotransmitters, early human society, how hunters and gatherers worked, and how that all is still seen today, just in different aspects. Leaders Eat Last also really focuses on the need for psychological safety and relationships in order to see positive results.
This quote is a great quote from the book. When people trust and share their successes and failures, the result is innovation. And that really sums up the purpose of the book, which is regarding the fact that in order to be functional, a group has to really trust each other and feel that they are going to support each other to have the safety to experiment and do innovative items.
Points of this book is to really learn about the social circle and how it is the foundational piece for success in today's workplace. So the social circle originally came from the initial growth of human culture through a hunter and gatherer organization where certain individuals had clearly defined roles which helped to move the whole society forward. Certain individuals would take care of the children, certain individuals would go out hunting, certain individuals would be gathering, and everybody fulfilled their role correctly to support the entire organization. The social circle's purpose was to protect against external threats. It was the quintessential us versus the world. And that's because at that time the world was saber-toothed tigers and the world was uncontrollable ice ages and things like that. That protection was necessary. And so as humans evolved and society evolved, we started to learn the benefit of developing those close-knit, supportive relationships. Not only did it protect against external threats, but it helped manage internal threats because it helped to build a culture of safety. It helped to build a culture of trust. I trusted that the hunters would go out and do their job. Those individuals trusted that the gatherers would gather and that those rearing children or taking care of sick would be doing that job at the same time so the entire society could function. In addition, the social circle really helps to focus about the importance of culture, the importance of understanding each other and understanding a singular purpose to move forward, and about how none of this, nothing in the social circle is able to function without trust. Trust is the key. Trust is integral because if I don't believe that the hunter or the protector or the warrior is going to do their job, then I can't take my time and energy to devote to building a home or devote to healing the sick or devote to a different separate task.
So, one of the main points in this book is the use and the understanding of neurotransmitters. So, there are four neurotransmitters examined in this book. Two of them are considered the neurotransmitters that we use for others, such as serotonin and oxytocin. So, serotonin is the neurotransmitter that gives fulfillment and satisfaction, kind of when you get that feeling and that swelling of pride. Oxytocin is the feeling that we get when we do something that shows love and helps build that sense of empathy and trust. So, in order to build a relationship with others, we want to do those sort of things that release those neurotransmitters that are focused on others. The opposite part is the chemicals that we use for ourselves, and that is dopamine and the endorphins. So, dopamine gives us that sense of accomplishment, it keeps us motivated. The book uses the analogy of a hunter, and the hunter maybe sees some deer tracks and gets a burst of dopamine, a burst of energy, and it goes a little longer. And then maybe the hunter sees some broken branches or some deer scat and knows they're on the right path and gets a rush of dopamine and keeps them going a little bit longer until they finally see the deer, and so they get that another rush of dopamine. And then in addition, things where we do that give us endorphins, that give us that pleasure hormone, which really helps to manage pain and stress. We don't notice all the pain from hunting the deer because we're getting those rushs of endorphins along with the dopamine. And the big thing that the book kind of points out is that you can go overboard on dopamine and endorphins, but if we are able to kind of keep all these items in balance, then it's able to help us really build that relationship with the team and to help to really sort of build that native sort of tribe mindset. So, in order to be successful, individuals have to understand that social construct and neurotransmitters work together to make optimal teams. They work together, both the neurotransmitters and the social circle, to really say, this is my group, this is who I'm protecting, and that protection really allows the individual to feel supported. You have to be able to feel safe, to have that positive work environment, and to allow that innovation to happen. Individuals have to look for and have opportunities to both promote themselves and to get kind of those selfish chemicals and others and get those selfless chemicals. When it really comes to leadership, leaders do whatever it takes to maintain the safety of the herd. That circle of safety, the social circle, is incredibly important to build a proper team.
Leadership, internal threats, and safety circle. The duties of a leader is to set an internal culture that is free of threats and rich in commandeering. Also, the duties of a leader is to provide safety to employees. Examples of internal threats include things like layoffs, performance KPIs, politics, punishments for mistakes, intimidations, isolations, rejections, and shaming. Examples of safety include promoting belonging, protection, honesty, appreciation, supporting, caring, welcoming, and making mistakes a learning moment. When people feel safe, they are focused on organizational threats and are united against external threats or opportunities. When people feel threatened, they focus on self-preservation and the organization is weakened. Why the need for leadership? Leadership is the choice to serve other people with or without the formal rank. Good leaders are ones who rise through the ranks because they fulfill their obligations. The need for leadership is because people need someone to defend the group. Also, there's a need for leadership because people who are courageous need to do the right thing. There is also the need for change in the environment and also the need for people who can provide cover from above. The four-step game plan for leadership. Leaders have a very simple four-step game plan already designed for them. They just need to work on putting it into practice. The first plan is to teach the people the rules of the game. When people feel that when people are taught the rules of the game, they feel that they belong and they can face challenges together. The next game plan is train the people so that they can become competent at the game. When they are competent, they increase productivity and increases obedience. The fourth game plan is build confidence. Building confidence, establish relationships, and gain in the organization. The fourth game plan is setback and trust. When people feel that there is no trust, they invest in protection of themselves and the whole group will be weak to the outside of the organization. Challenges of leadership. The first challenge of leadership is abstraction. When leaders cannot see employees as part of the company, they kill them with their decisions. The distance between leaders and the people affected by their decisions can have a large impact on lives. The more invisible, the more abstract people will become. Knowing the people that others work with can make a large difference. Another challenge of leadership is creation of an imbalanced organization. Many organizations today are imbalanced in terms of selfish and social pursuits. Imbalance is created when there is a failure to maintain a balance with results and those who produce the result. It is getting the result without caring for those who produce them. It is focusing on the final score, forgetting why we started it in the first place. Another challenge to leadership is putting people second on the priority list. Better products, services, experiences are results of employees who invented, innovated, and supplied them. Putting people second on the priority list brings differentiation. And differentiation gives way to commoditization, innovations declines, and the pressure goes up. Managing abstraction in leadership. Some of the ways through which leaders can manage abstraction in an organization is by bringing people together, keeping groups that are manageable, like a limited number of people that they can easily manage. They can also meet with the people and help them, give time and not money, talk to the people and bring them closer to you, and also exercise patience. Lessons learned in leadership in the book. The first lesson learned is that so goes the culture, so goes the company. What that means is that strong company cultures will treat everyone well and not just those who are paying them or earning money. The next lesson is that so goes the culture, so goes the leaders. Leaders need to set the tone of behavior in an organization. Strong leaders delegate responsibilities and empower their subordinates. They foster an environment of abundance and the people look after each other. The next lesson learned is that integrity matters. Leaders need to adhere to the code of morals, incorruptibility, and when their words and deeds are aligned. Honesty. Honesty simply means telling the truth. Accountability. Accountability is holding all levels of employees responsible for accomplishing business goals. Friendship matters. Meeting and spending time with other people outside of the business helps to develop deeper friendships and reduces demonizing opponents. Lead the people, not the numbers. Leadership should be directive and not empowering. Teams led by directive leaders outperform those led by empowering leaders. Another lesson is that at the center of all our problems is us, which means before we blame managers for bad management, we should look at ourselves and admit that we are also part of the problem. And the last one is at any expense. What that means is that the desire to win should not take precedence over taking care of the people that we serve. How the leadership concept can be utilized in the healthcare setting. There are three ways in which the concept of leadership learned in this book can be used. First, it can be used by painting realistic vision. And under painting a realistic vision, that vision should be compelling. That vision should be pragmatic. It should be heartfelt. It should be dynamic, and it should be innovative. The second way we can utilize the concept of leadership in this book in the healthcare system is to paint a struggle to motivate. By this, it means that make big goals which are a struggle to reach, and to acknowledge and validate employees' emotions and reactions. Another way to paint a struggle to motivate is to emphasize the uniqueness of people's contributions. The third way to utilize these leadership skills is to act like a leader. What that means is to communicate the vision to the people, to build bridges, engage the people, embody the change, and take care of the people by first providing safety. Other important information specific to the book. The most important information specific to this book is becoming a leader. Leadership is a commitment to people and takes time, energy, and effort. Like a parent, being a leader is a commitment to the well-being of our people and to make sacrifices for their best interest. Not only those at the top need to change, it is the responsibility of all of us to keep the circle of safety strong. We all must contribute for the good of others and to be the leaders that we wish we should have by showing honesty, appreciation, support, care, being welcoming, accepting our mistakes, and using them for learning. Thank you all for listening. This has been Florence Ngwa and Alani Frederick presenting the book Leaders Eat Last, Why Some Teams Pull Together and Others Don't by Simon Sinek. Thank you.